So the first ever Stardust main event, or the return of Stardust main event in December of 2024, was the WWE Championship match of your challenger Kevin Owens, who freshly turned heel, versus Cody Rhodes, your champion. And he brought back the Winged Eagle belt, which I gotta give it to Cody. He been wanting to do that for a minute, and they actually found a way. And Kevin Owens, they found a way to get it done. So shout out to Drips for being a mark and allowing him to do that, which is cool. My only problem with this main event, which I'm not going to change, you should have had Kevin Owens win. Have Kevin Owens win. Have Kevin Owens take out Cody like he did after the match to win the match to set up the rematch at Royal Rumble. Does that not make sense? Does that not make sense? So yeah, Kevin Owens should have won this title and won the Winged Eagle belt and carried that around for the next month or so to set up the rematch between him and Cody. And Kevin Owens deserved to at least have some type of a run with the title, even only for a month. At least it's more than 9 days. Next, we have where your World Heavyweight Champion Gunther faces Jey Uso, the challenger, and Gunther wins. We pretty much knew that was going to be the case. No way they're going to put the world title on Jey Uso, right? You don't put the title on Jey Uso here, but he do at WrestleMania because he wins the Rumble and all that. And it's like, let it be done. Let it be done. Yeah, so if you're going to do this main event with Gunther, put him in there as someone that the people actually want to see and will be intriguing for the fans because they actually will believe Gunther might lose that title. Put him against the person that won in the main event of your first ever Raw on Netflix debut, CM Punk. CM Punk called out Gunther following his match. Instead of waiting to do it at SummerSlam, do it here. And you can have either CM Punk win or Gunther retain. I think Gunther retains here. Put Gunther over as Gunther really is him. And you continue to build CM Punk trying to get that main event at WrestleMania by him losing here and going into the Rumble, which he should have won. Next, we have your World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso, versus your challenger and Logan Paul. Yes, Jey Uso's first challenger for his world title, which he tapped out Gunther, was Logan Paul. And we wonder why Jey Uso's title reign was a failure. As much as I feel like Jey Uso did not live up to the hype or live up to the pressure of being a world champion, they sure didn't help matters much. Creative and management sure did not help matters much. Yeah, I think the main event should have been the better story, which was your champion John Cena versus R-Truth. And if you really want to get people to boo Cena and tell a proper story, have it be title versus career. Now, I know they were still in negotiations and they were trying to figure out what they're going to do, probably still even here. But just, it's wrestling. You can renege on things. If renege on King of the Ring, they can renege on this. So have R-Truth face John Cena, get beaten, and have an actual proper match that's more than 5 minutes. Cena, you tell the story of Cena being conflicted, but he does what needs to be done to retain his title, and R-Truth goes away. And that's where Ron Killings coming back would have made way more sense. Next, July 2025, we have in the main event, Gunther, your World Heavyweight Champion, versus your challenger, Goldberg. Because Goldberg is basically Money in the Bank. He has unlimited title opportunities that he can cash in at any point throughout his career, we found out. And everybody knew that Gunther was going to win because there's no way that Goldberg is going to win the World Heavyweight title. So it made it completely stupid to put the title on the line, which there was no need to do that. All you needed was Goldberg to put his career on the line. That's all you needed to do. And so that's what it should have did. It should have been Goldberg versus Gunther. 9 title is just Goldberg wants to go out his way and beat one of the best, which is Goldberg, which Goldberg made it personal. Gunther made it personal when he called him out back in Atlanta at Bad Blood, which that was damn near a whole year prior. They should have just did this match at WrestleMania and did Gunther versus Goldberg and put like the title on Seth or something like that. But anyway, here we are. Yeah, should have did Goldberg versus Gunther, where Gunther officially retires Goldberg for good, and we're done. And maybe you give Goldberg maybe a minute to speak or have a speech on television. As much as I don't give a fuck about the nigga, like, hey, I don't think he even earned that, but the fans want that, so give the fans what they want. Next, we have, I believe, was at the very top of November 2025, for the vacated World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins, who got injured. You have Jey Uso, Jey Uso is the king of Saturday Night's Main Event. Jey Uso versus CM Punk to determine who will be the new World Heavyweight Champion. I think we all know what this match should have been. It should have been CM Punk versus the person that won the Battle Royal, Bron Breakker. I don't understand how you have a whole story to where the vehicle to get Seth to vacate the title, you then take that vehicle, run it off the road, and get a whole new one. Makes no freaking sense. If you're going to crown a new champion, Bron Breakker should have been in the main event. And yes, Bron Breakker should have beaten CM Punk to become the new World Heavyweight Champion, because that's what the whole purpose of the Vision was. To crown Bron Breakker a champion, not that he has to beat Seth to do it, is that the Vision was literally created to build new stars in Bronson Reed, in Bron Breakker. Why not have Bron Breakker? Why not have Bron Breakker vacate the title, saying the only reason I'm doing this is if you put me in a battle royal and I prove to you that nobody's on my level. You do it that way instead of doing the whole backstage, I guess I got a lot to learn, Paul. Huh? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Bron Breakker wins the battle royal. He faces CM Punk Saturday Night's Main Event. He beats CM Punk to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. And that continues that story of Punk, he did beat Gunther, which I low-key don't agree with, but he beat Gunther at SummerSlam. You continue to tell the story that CM Punk, there's remnants of the old CM Punk there, but he might be past his prime, which you tell the story of old Punk. It could all be so simple. Next, we have Cena's retirement event. Last time is now John Cena, which it should have been in Boston, but it was in DC because capitalism, am I right? Cena faces Gunther in his last match ever. Now, the issue I have with this is, instead of doing a dumbass tournament, just have Gunther go out there and challenge Cena, or Cena come out there and challenge Gunther, so you can have a proper build, a contract signing. Don't do that dumbass IC title run that it doesn't mean anything. Just set up the match between Cena and Gunther, and like put Cena in the War Games match, and then put Gunther in the War Games match. Do it that way to continue their build, and then you do the match here. And then, according to the match, I have no issue with the match at all. Just like with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, I keep the match the same, but you gotta change that finish. I actually did a video when it first happened, being like, you know what? I like that John Cena tapped. And I think a lot of that was me just being happy that he actually put someone over and tapped out. Like, that's a huge deal. But I should have known WWE was going to fumble that and make it not mean anything by having Gunther less than a year later fighting a GM on SmackDown or to get to SummerSlam. So we're going to do something a little bit different. You know how John Cena throughout the match was doing the "You Can't See Me"? You know how he was spamming that move? Make that part of the finish. Cena sees the light at the end of the tunnel, and instead of tapping out, he smiles still, but then does "You Can't See Me," passes out. And John Cena, even at the end, never gave up. And that's how he should have did that match. Next, we have Fatal 4-Way to determine number one contender for Drew's new title. So the main event was Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest versus Randy Orton. I feel like instead of doing all this, just do the title match here. Do the title match in Quebec. You tell the 3-year story arc of Sami going against Drew McIntyre to finally win the title. Drew, I feel like, who should have won the title at the Saturday Night's Main Event where you crown a new World Heavyweight Champion. Do it there. You did Cody and Drew at Saturday Night's Main Event for whatever fuck ass reason. Just have Drew beat him. Drew beats Cody at Saturday Night's Main Event back in November. Drew has a nice little 2-month run. Faces Sami Zayn in Quebec, Canada. Sami beats Drew. So you finally give him that moment in Quebec, Canada. You pay off that freaking story. And then you maybe do the rematch in Royal Rumble and Sami retains. And then he drops it at Chamber or on the SmackDown after Chamber. You give him his moment in Canada, then he runs back in Saudi and keeps the title. He's on cloud 9. All right, following this, we have, and it was a tag match between the Street Profits and the Vision for the Raw Tag Team titles, which the Street Profits retain thanks to Braun Breaker. And this is where Logan Paul breaks his arm or injures his arm. I feel like at Clash of Italy, you should have just did Liv Morgan versus Paige. I think that's a match that people will want to see. You could have easily did that. It's in Paige's backyard, damn near. Just do it there. Just do it there. And therefore, you slide off Jade and Rhea, which a match people already saw. Instead of doing it on a big PLE, you do it here and do some type of steel cage. You know, do a rematch that actually has a stipulation on the second one. And then if you want to have Rhea retain, which I'll go back and forth. I feel like Rhea as champion just does nothing for me at this particular point. I would have been better just having Jade win the title back and escape the cage, so that way you don't pin Rhea, so you protect her. And plus, Rhea, I don't know if she would have got injured still or not. I don't know. But I just feel like put the title back on Jade. Put it on Jade. Then you maybe do the trilogy at Night of Champions or some type of crazy last woman standing match or something like that. But yeah, I would have put the title back on Jade. Have her face Rhea for the WWE Women's Championship in a steel cage, so you kind of prevent interference and have Jade win the title back. And then in the most recent Saturday Night's Main Event, which I believe is being main evented by Cody and Punk versus Sami and Gunther. If Sami and Gunther win, they will make the Cody Punk match at SummerSlam at Fatal 4-Way for the title, which I actually would prefer that because the build between Cody and Punk is ass. I'm going to give you the short version of this and try to make it make sense. The main event should be for the WWE Championship. You should have just done Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is the one everybody thinks is going to be CM Punk, and it's Brock Lesnar that defeats Sami Zayn to become the new WWE Champion. Why? Because Oba, who won King of the Ring, says, I'm going after the title, and as soon as he's about to choose who he's going to face, which at this particular time would have been Sami or Roman, Brock comes out, challenges Oba. Oba's like, no. Last time I checked, you're not a world champion. That is why I'm here, to become world champion. If you want to face me, you got to figure out how to become world champion, because I'm not facing anybody else at SummerSlam but the world champion. So now you give Brock Lesnar a goal. He does what he does best, bury talent. Hopefully it's more of a competitive match than the way he did with Kofi on SmackDown in 2019. But faces Sami, beat Sami, that sets up your world title match of Oba versus Brock for the world title at SummerSlam. But you do the rematch here of Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. Yes, because if you did Brock Lesnar versus Sami in a rematch, people know Sami ain't winning that motherfucker. But if you do Cody Rhodes, you tell that story as well, that the last time they faced each other, Cody beat him. So now you have that little redemption arc for Brock, where Brock defeats Cody And I would do it actually kind of clean because we need to cool off Cody to give people a reason to want to see him get the title back. So you have Brock beat Cody in a competitive matchup. It's officially Brock versus Oba at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. But yeah, it's Madison Square Garden. We gotta do something major here. Like, comment, subscribe, share all the things are the things. Welcome to the Hot Bitch. There's Hayes Arcade, your hardcore casual fan. If you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.